Hey there, my friends. Welcome back. It's day 2, baby. Day 2. Hopefully you enjoyed day 1 of the training with Dave. There was a lot there, baby. So hopefully you were able to digest all of that. There's a lot there. You could watch that training twice and just keep getting nuggets and keep getting nuggets. Day 2 is going to be filled with even more nuggets. Yesterday we talked about what you're going to sell and what the offer is going to be. Today we're going to talk about who the offer is designed for and finding your ideal customer. We're going to talk about something called your ideal avatar. Now, I'm not talking about the blue people on the movies. I'm talking about who is your ideal customer. We're going to dive into it, and I have a little exercise that we're going to put you through as well so that you can actually start writing down who your ideal avatar is, okay? So again, my name's Matt Heltzel. If you don't know me, we're going to get to know each other over the next 30 days, okay? You've probably seen me in the group or seen me in a different video somewhere or whatever it is. But I got started selling things online on eBay way back in the day. This is 15 years ago when I was in high school. And I just went down to my attic and started selling all the crap that was in our boxes down in the attic. My parents were like, where did all of our stuff go? And I just, I was collecting checks on eBay. But in college, I then went on to learn how to code websites, do WordPress, run ads on Twitter, Facebook, all of these different things. And I bought a bunch of trainings. And long story short, about 15 years later, after selling my first things on eBay, I've built a massive skill set. I have sold all sorts of things online, offline, e-commerce, digital products, you name it. I've probably tried to or have successfully sold it. And so what we're going to do in this, over the next 29 days, we're going to unpack what are we selling, who are we selling it to, how do we sell it, how do we craft copy that's going to actually sell and speak directly to the people who want to buy what you have to offer. And by the way, just so you're aware, there are people right now with their credit cards ready to buy what you have to sell. Believe it. They are out there, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch over to the screen. I'm going to bring you, my computer is sitting right next to me, okay? I'm shooting this in my home office here in Phoenix, Arizona. My computer's right here. We're going to jump right over into my screen right now and get into day 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the meat and potatoes of day 2 in the live Builderall Bootcamp. Now, week 1 of the Builderall Bootcamp is centered around the perfect offer, okay? So the perfect offer, and yesterday, Dave unpacked everything in terms of how to craft your offer, how to position and frame it, and how to sell with story. And today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about who's going to buy, right? So yesterday was kind of the what, and today, if you're taking notes, is going to be on the who, okay? So let's just dive right into this thing. So rule number 1, when you're deciding who's going to buy and who you're going to try to offer this to, when you've clarified your offer, never try to convince people to purchase something they don't need. Instead, here it is, find people who already purchase what you're offering and have already purchased something similar to what you're selling. Okay? So rather than trying to find a new crowd and convince them to think a different way or to adopt some sort of new philosophy, instead, just find people who already purchase what you're offering and have purchased something similar to what you're already selling. This is called your customer avatar or your ideal avatar. Okay, I mentioned it earlier, and I'm not talking about blue people in the movie, okay? This is called your ideal customer, your customer avatar. The goal of day 2 is to help you narrow who you're going to sell to. So we want to narrow this down into the exact psychographic, the exact person who you're going to sell to, and that's how you craft an irresistible offer, okay? So why is it so important that you narrow your focus to a singular ideal avatar? Well, let me tell you. Number 1, this person, this ideal avatar, is going to require the least amount of effort to sell. And this simply just means, guys, you're going to spend less freaking time closing sales and trying to convince and manipulate and on and on and on, right? That is a nightmare and a disaster that none of us enjoy, okay? They are far more excited and happy to purchase what it is that you're offering, and and there is far less complaining, moaning, refunds, etc. That all sounds pretty good, right? Well, why is that? Because if you offer a product to somebody who's already pulling their credit card out of their pocket, guess what? They're ready to buy. That means they already understand the value inherently in the product. They are already looking for what's the best possible product I can purchase to solve my problem, right? Your life becomes easier, happier, less stressful, and people actually respond to what you have to offer them. So what this practically means for you is there is less persuasion. Okay, write this down. There's less persuasion. It takes the least amount of time. And guess what it's the most of? Money. There is less persuasion and convincing and, oh my God, please buy my thing, right? It takes the least amount of your time, but it produces the most amount of money. This is very contrary to how most people think about marketing, all right? So, rather than trying to sell your product or service to everyone living and breathing on planet Earth, you should only attempt to sell your product to the exact person who is primed and ready and already prepared to purchase what you're offering. Primed and already prepared to purchase what you're offering. Only that person. Not everybody out in the whole world. Only the person who's primed and ready. For example, now let me give you a real world example, okay? I am very into coffee. I love my coffee, okay? And specifically, I like artisan specialty craft coffee. I do not like Folgers. I do not like, crappy coffee out of a pod. I like the original black coffee that's done well, roasted perfectly, okay? So if I'm in business selling specialty artisan coffee, I would not target people who like Folgers, Starbucks, Pod Coffee, Keurig. Nothing against those companies. Nothing against it. But it's not my crowd. Okay? With that said, I would target people who like Blue Bottle, Intelligentsia, Coffee Fest, Specialty Coffee Association, things like that. Those are the people who I would target. Why? Because they've already purchased or they like or they've shown interest in other companies in the specialty coffee space. They're my exact avatar. It's all about narrowing and narrowing and narrowing and dialing in that ideal avatar down to a specific psychographic of a person, okay? So how in the heck do we do this, Matt? Matt, this is all fun and games. This all sounds cute, but how do I even go about that? So let's dive in. First, here's what I want you to do, and you can follow along in the PDF guide that's along with this. The first thing you do is list 5 things that you're excited, ideal, almost itching to buy avatars are clicking like on Facebook or follow on Instagram or subscribe on YouTube. What are 5 things, 5 channels, 5 groups, 5 pages, 5 Instagram accounts? Okay, list 5 things that your excited ideal avatars are already doing. Okay, so we're going to list them out, give 5 examples, and let's just go back to this coffee example since we're here. So I'm going to stick in the coffee industry since I just gave the example, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to first look at main brands. If people like and are following and subscribing to Intelligentsia or Blue Bottle or Stumptown, guess what? They probably enjoy their product and probably are on board with their specialty craft artisanal mission as a company, producing the world's best coffee. All right, that's right in line with my goals. Now, I also know Roast Magazine is one of the premier subscriptions or magazines in the industry as well. If people are tuned in and dialed into Roast Magazine, chances are they are very, very into coffee. Okay, The Specialty Coffee Association. That is the main worldwide recognized association in terms of specialty coffee. Coffee Fest is an event platform that goes around the world holding these coffee events. Okay, it's one of the most famous in the world, and anybody who's anybody in the specialty coffee world knows about it. Okay, so guess what? If a bunch of people have liked Coffee Fest or followed them on Instagram, that's probably a really, really great audience who's already used to buying specialty coffee. Cold brew coffee, it's huge. Everybody loves it. It's a huge fad. So I would go with that. Now, many of you are playing in the freelance digital marketing game or the online internet marketing game. Okay, so and I've been very successful in that space and have coached hundreds upon hundreds of people in that space. So let's talk about that. So for instance, let's imagine that I am an affiliate for Builderall, and this whole boot camp is not just based around, well, how do I make money from Builderall? Okay, that is maybe an end result of you becoming a great marketer, but that's not the point of this boot camp, okay? The point of this boot camp is to hone your skills as a marketer so that you can make more money on the internet, okay? Through the power of the internet. So I would look at some main competitors. If I was an affiliate for Builderall, or really any software company, I would look at my main competitors or main players in the space: ClickFunnels, Wix, Squarespace, MailChimp, Instapage. If people are liking and engaging and participating in groups of those people on Facebook, guess what? That's probably a good little excited avatar, right? I can also look at affiliate marketing, network marketing groups, digital marketing groups, sales funnel groups. There are sales funnel groups on Facebook, if you believe it. There are sales funnel groups on Facebook filled with people who are excited, love building funnels. They're enthused by funnels. They're enthused by tools that help you build funnels. Okay? All right. So secondly, what I want you to do is to actually go through Facebook and begin searching for groups that your ideal avatar would spend time in, okay? So similar to, and this applies to Instagram as well, Instagram hashtags. Now, the analogy that I always use for this, and pay close attention to this, is fishing holes, okay? Now, if that sounds weird, just stick with me, okay? Fishing holes. So, you know, Minnesota, for instance, the state of Minnesota in the United States, they are the land of 10,000 lakes, okay? So imagine that these are all different lakes, okay, of ideal customers or clients, pools, marketing ponds that you can go fishing in, right? You can take your hook out and you can go fishing for sales, okay? Now, my drawing skills, if you're new to my drawing skills, just save the comments for another day. Maybe someday we'll meet in person and you can make fun of me there. Just save the mockery, okay? Now, inside of this, there's all sorts of different fish, right? So, for instance, remember I talked about coffee. Well, this might be the main brands, okay? This might be the main brands. And then over here we have more fish, and this might be the Specialty Coffee Association. Now, in the case of something like Builderall, maybe this is the I want to fish in the sales funnel pond. People who like and are enthused with sales funnels. The point of this is that we're not getting into the whole placing ads thing, right? That's week 4. We're not actually ready to generate leads yet. The point of this is just to get ideas about what ponds we could fish in, about what ponds that we could throw our bait out into and see who's going to grab hold, right? See what kind of action we're getting, okay? Start getting eyeballs on the offer. So the goal here is to figure out what's going to be some prime fishing holes that we can throw our hook into and see who comes back hungry, okay? See who comes back hungry. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down 3 potential fishing ponds in Facebook, all right? And let me give you a couple examples to spark your brain and get you going. But I want you to write down 3 potential fishing ponds in Facebook, all right? So for coffee, I can go towards, and I did some research, people who are in the coffee roasters group, 4.6 thousand members. Okay, so 4,600 members. Now, It's a little bit of a small group, but that's okay. These people, if they're coffee roasters, trust me, they care about how their coffee tastes. They care about quality. People who follow latte art on Instagram, hashtag latte art, 7.3 million posts. Now, if you don't know how to find this stuff or look it up, right, let's empower yourself, right? You don't need to come running with a bunch of questions into the group. Rather than doing that, what I'd recommend is Google search. How do I find how many people are following a hashtag in Instagram? And you're going to see examples on YouTube, in Google in blog posts, etc. All right. So if you can't figure this out, remember our hashtag, figure it out. People who like Stumptown, Blue Bottle, these are the main competitors. So if I wanted to go in at some point, someday down the road, we're not talking about generating leads. We're just talking about what fishing holes do we want to throw our line into. Okay. Well, if somebody has clicked like on Stumptown, right, they're world famous for their cold brew coffee, and it's really good cold brew coffee. Well, guess what? I can run ads to them on Facebook, to everybody who likes that page, likes that brand, okay? So that's really powerful. Why would I run ads to Folgers if I could run ads to people who like Stumptown or Blue Bottle, people who are conditioned to like and pay more and enjoy my type of coffee? Guess what? They're going to purchase my coffee and they're going to be excited, smiley faces. They're not going to walk in. Now, let me just tell you a little story. When I was in Denver, okay, and I worked at this coffee roastery, and I'm going to draw this on my screen here real quick for you. When I was in Denver, I worked at a coffee roastery, and this is years back. Okay, this has been quite a while back, but I worked at this roastery. And what that means practically, oh my gosh, I can't even write. What that means practically is that you roast coffee and you have a coffee shop all in one, right? So maybe you've seen that before where there's an actual coffee roaster in there. And we would sell 12-ounce bags of coffee for $20 pretty regularly. Usually anywhere from about $16 to $22 was very common. Now, you can go to the grocery store, okay, now many of you know this, and buy bags of coffee that are 1 pound for anywhere from $5 to $10, which is not all that uncommon. Maybe if you really like good stuff, you're paying $10 to $15, okay? Now, when we sell higher priced items, okay, when we sell something at a certain price point, we would get grocery store people who would come in and they would look at our little coffee bags on the shelf, okay? They would come in and they would look at the shelf and they would look at the coffee bag there and they would get big eyes and they would be confused. What's going on? Why is this $20? This doesn't make any sense. How is this so expensive, right? So if I'm running ads to people who like Folgers and everything else that you can find in a grocery store, my store is going to be filled with people who are confused. However, if I'm running it to people who are already conditioned to like roasteries and similar coffee companies to me who price things similarly or maybe even higher than me, guess what? People are going to come in. They're not even going to have a second thought. They're going to say, I'm looking for great coffee. I don't really care what it costs. Grab the bag. They're going to pay, and they're going to leave my shop with a smile on their face. Same thing is true on the internet. Same thing. So think through people who, whatever you're selling, think through people who are buying something at a similar cost or more maybe, but a similar cost that offers a similar service, or maybe people just aren't all that happy with it, right? I mean, the obvious one for me, like if I was just a crazy Builderall affiliate, okay, the obvious one for me is, man, I would just set up a great funnel. I would set up my own funnel that brands me, and I would run Facebook ads all day long to people who like ClickFunnels and Wix and all these other companies. I would run ads and say, you know, you're paying way too much for your sales funnel service. There's a better way, right? There's a better way. And then I would just take them through my own sales funnel and eventually just pass them on to my affiliate link. I mean, it's just not that complicated, guys. But I want you to start thinking through that and listing those out right now. Hopefully that analogy was helpful. Okay. So for you know, on Facebook for the internet marketing space, you could do the Internet Marketing Super Friends. It's a $23,000 member group. Affiliate marketing has 58,000. Network Marketing Pro has 1.6 million likes. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that gives you some guidance on, well, where do I start looking and how do I really dial it in? The other piece to this, guys, is that you can also start thinking through age groups, right? If your offer, if what you're telling, if you're talking through your story, if that's more specific to a certain gender or certain age group, like sometimes I've coached people who have, you know, women empowering women. Well, okay, so now we're going to narrow it down to just specifically women, right? Or here's another good example, and I'll draw this one for you guys on the screen as well. I did some coaching and ran some ads for a lady named Kara. Okay, so Kara, this is an interesting story. In our targeting for Kara, she's very religious. She's a Christian. Okay, so she's very religious, and so we found a bunch of stuff that was around the Christian niche, and her whole offer is around eating healthy. So we targeted people with vegan and or gluten-free interests, and then we also said they must be moms of kids 8 or less. Why? Because she's a mom with kids who are 8 years old or less. And guess what? This ad campaign crushed on Facebook because she hit exactly her avatar with exactly what they liked. Okay, and she was selling some sort of she was selling meal plan kits. Okay, so also think through those type of demographic options as well. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. This is the assignment of the day. Comment below this video, in this post, on this video, with your 5 things that people are clicking like on or follow or subscribe, and your 3 potential phishing holes that people are already showing interest in and engaging in. So just say, I'm selling XYZ, and this is kind of my offer, and this is the product I'm selling, and here's 5 things that people are clicking like on, or they're subscribed to, or they're following this hashtag, and give your 3 potential phishing holes that people are already showing interest in and engaging in. And the phishing holes can be things like, how do I make money on the internet? It can be things that people would type into Google, right? How to, like, how do I brew the best specialty coffee? Who has the best specialty coffee? Things like that. And then you download and print the PDF guide if you prefer the hard copy, and I usually recommend that to people. Download and print it off and actually write these things down, or have a notebook that you write these things down in. There is scientific proof that when people physically write things down, they usually remember, and it usually cements in their brain further than just typing something on a computer or a phone. Mark this unit complete. There should be a done button somewhere around this post or in this unit 2. There is a done or mark the unit complete, okay? And you have to do that both for the video and for the PDF guide in order for the whole entire unit to be marked complete. You will still be able to view this video. You will still be able to view this video for the next, really, 59 days. We're going to keep these open for 30 days after the boot camp is over, just in case you need to watch it back, or in case you missed something or want to rewatch one of the videos, okay? So don't panic, don't freak out, but get this done, all right? And we are a wrap on day 2. We will see you back same place, same time tomorrow for day 3.